she's dancing now. Got
That's
you.
not dancing.
Well, that's what I would call dancing.
Come for the wander. Come for the wander of my patch. I'll give a tour. This is my potted fruit area.
Yeah. Lots going on here.
Yes, because I have perennial commitment issues. I don't like to put them in the ground because they're very permanent.
Right.
Well, or can be annoying to move, and I like the flexibility. And some things just grow better in pots, like my blueberries.
Yep.
So bluebs are in pots.
Do you get many blueberries here?
Shitloads. I need to actually record it this year. Last year it was from about October to, it was something ridiculous, like it was bowls and bowls. I can show you photos, like it's mental. Yes, I do. I've got a lot of citrus in pots.
Let's just assume that there's some people watching this who don't know a single thing about this. What are these here?
These are called red center limes. They are a hybrid lime. So they're a hybrid between finger limes and also Rangpur limes, which are also a hybrid as well.
It's a hybrid of a hybrid?
Yeah, mandarin lime.
And by hybrid, what people are doing is they're crossbreeding different varieties.
Yep, so...
What do they taste like? I've never had one.
I'll see if a finger lime's ready. They taste like finger limes. You've never had a finger lime?
I have. Finger limes are...
Oh, they taste the same. They're exactly the same, except they're in, like round, but I don't think any of these are...
Quite ready.
No, I did...
They're very prickly.
They are very prickly, but oh yeah, here you go. Just bite into the middle of it.
I don't think my camera skills are quite as good as yours, but...
That's okay. I'll do one too. Is it on there? Look at that.
Terrible camera skills. Who invited this guy?
That's right. No one's looking at your camera skills, mate. How bloody good. So yeah, citrus pearly goodness. Yum.
So what else is going on here? What have we got here?
That is something random. My friend gave it to me. It's some kind of like native plum from Africa or something. It's in some tiny pot. I have no intention of putting it in the ground because it gets huge. I don't even want it. However, it is providing my bloobs and other stuff with shade during the hot sun and its own little microclimate, so it stays. That's its purpose.
Yeah.
That's why it lives here. This is my little nursery.
No, it's a nursery?
Really? I'm going to call it a nursery. So I like growing things from seed and experimenting with some stuff. Natives and edibles and flowers and whatnot.
Yep.
Again, more stuff.
Greenhouses.
Yeah, greenhouse.
Which do we really need greenhouses in Perth?
Yeah, if you want to protect the stuff from the rats at night time.
Oh, true, right. But the heat is not really something we need to encourage.
No, it's not the heat. Although I want to try and grow some. Yeah, just chuck it on the ground. Some summer vegetables in it over winter because I think it will do fine. So I got lots of like herbs and stuff through here. I've got a herb and strawberry bed.
Yep.
A little native butterfly.
Is there any herbs you hate?
To eat, coriander.
Really?
Blech.
I love coriander.
But I still plant it for the insects and the flowers. But yeah, coriander tastes like shit.
A lot of people have that opinion though.
Yeah, it's a love or hate, bit like me. Yeah, the love or hate. There's no in between. See, this is what I talked about perfection. Like silver beet, right?
Yep.
That's still bloody edible.
No, it is.
Like, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Those couple of little things, like what's that going to matter? Like, people need to change their idea of perfect. Woolies and Coles, not perfect. That's full of chemical stuff. This to me is perfect because it means my ecosystem is healthy. Something wanted a bite, and I know I can have a bite.
Well, if maybe it's quality control. You know what I mean? Like they're testing it out.
Exactly. So
It's good.
that's my idea of perfect.
Yeah, it definitely is this thing where like people are getting more, especially since COVID, because people started becoming, what's the word?
Yeah.
Interested in their backyard to start
Absolutely,
with.
but like, especially being over here, like food supply cut off, and then people are like, oh, I'm gonna have to grow some stuff at home. It's very hard to get seeds during that time, mind you.
Yep.
But why not? So I got potatoes. Lots of people over east grow them over summer. I find they do a lot better over winter here.
Really?
Yeah, lush.
Well, a lot of the stuff, have you ever released, or is there a guide already out there for planting over here? that works?
But
Because I found like a lot of the...
what works in your garden might not work in my garden. That's the thing with Perth. Like, I'm coastal conditions.
With a smart, balanced opinions, all right? I was just want
There are-
Instagram, triggering facts here.
There are a lot of growing guides, and Perth is considered temperate. But so is Melbourne, so is Sydney. But that's fine. It is still we are more Mediterranean, which still falls under temperate. But when you look at rainfall and stuff like that, it's a whole. But yeah, something in the hills might not work here either. Like I said, I'm coastal, so I get a lot of winds and harshness that way. Yeah.
Do you ever find like that you get advice from somebody over east and you're just like, this doesn't suit? And it's not that they're trying to mislead anybody, it's just that WA is so unique.
WA is very unique. I just, like anything online, I just believe what I want to believe. No, but you know what I mean though.
I'm going to clip that. That'll be the intro to this podcast, and then everybody's going to be like, this chick.
Who's this guy? But you know what though, it depends on some social media can be a really kind of mental place, and people are trying to like sell things and look at this and look at my perfect garden, and yeah, that's cool, but like show us that shit bit over there, like your pile of crap, or the fact that you don't have a day job or children or whatever else, and that, like those girls that garden in like these fancy dresses. Do you really? Or is that for show? So I see a lot of social media stuff like that. That's what I mean. I believe what I want to believe. I'll be like, there's no way.
Hey, next April Fools, go to the op shop, get yourself a fancy dress.
Oh, you're assuming I don't have fancy dresses, mate.
No, well...
This, see? Come here. Can you see me? Or can you see this? So, eggplant. Mm-hmm. So it fell victim to spider mite, right?
Okay.
So I left it. But it's not always that the predators win, but this one did. And now, like, there's some shit bits still on there, crunchy bits, whatever. But it's recovered, and like, it's even flowering now. So sometimes you get a win, and to me that's a win, because sometimes like spider mite can be quite damaging, and I have had spider mite in the past, but I noticed like this year it wasn't as bad. I did have some, but it made a full recovery, where a lot of people would have went, oh no, I can't stand that, like I'm just going to rip it out. But no, didn't happen. So I'm a little bit proud of that, a little bit chuffed.
Do you feel like people are overly concerned as soon as they see an insect?
Yeah.
And you're kind of saying, what I'm hearing from you is
I'm overly concerned too, because I'm like, oh, hi, welcome.
yeah. A little bit creepy. You're at the Hotel California.
Yes.
You can check it anytime, you can never leave. But no, I'm more getting at like, there's this culture. So your results you seem to be results orientated, where you're like, well, how is it really hurting the plant to start with?
Yeah.
And if I have a little bit of damage over here, it's okay, because I can still eat that.
But that's what I mean. I go back to my purpose. I can still eat it. That's my purpose. I'm growing food to eat. Can I still eat that?
Yep.
Yes. Is it perfect? Well, in my eyes it is, but is it shop perfect? Absolutely not. But that's where people's perception needs to be changed.
You're right.
Mel and her peepees. Peepees.
There's going to be so many little things I can just cut out from this. Ruin.
Cut out to get rid of, or just cut out to
No, we're not editing anything.
Oh, good.
I'm just saying, somebody who is not very fond of what you're doing.
That'll be right.
No, that's good.
Just Mel and her peas.
Well, show me these little apples here while we're...
out of season stuff. But that's the thing, like I can literally go through my garden at any time of the year, and I know what season it is based on what insects and activity I'm seeing. It's great. And like, if you're in tune with that, you know, like over time, you're gonna, oh, I'm seeing this predator here. Oh, that means that this one's coming next. And I know what to plant or whatever based on that. It's crazy, but it works.
Okay. So you've got a variety of things there. Did you want to show me what's behind you?
You want to see what's in here?
Oh, let's see. Yep.
Sure. Nasturtiums. Plant them once and you'll never have to plant them again. Self-seeding. You can eat the leaves.
Do you eat the leaves?
Nah. Do you want one?
No, I'm just saying.
Eat it.
I don't know anybody.
Eat it.
Here we go. I'm getting bullied here.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's eaten them.
Yeah, it's like pepper. It's not terrible. Your face says otherwise.
I wouldn't choose it, but there is a spice to it.
Yeah, but with the
The limes are much better.
The limes are much better. With the seeds, yeah, I'm not a big fan. With the seeds though, you can, they're like poor man's capers, so you can use them that way.
Yeah.
Okay, but come over here then. So we've got some random self-seeded lavender, because I had lavender here a few years ago, and now the seed decided to germinate, and I just leave that. Mm-hmm. California poppies, native. This one here is Scavola. So a lot of people think, oh, it's native, I can't plant it with whatever. Depends what it is. No, I wouldn't go planting a Banksia in here, but some things, like especially if they're from the East Coast, you definitely can.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing as well. Like when we talk about native,
people
right?
are scared of natives, I think.
Well, the word native is too broad, because something that does really well in Darwin.
Yeah, and
is
that's
not
why
gonna
you
do well
should
in
go
Tasmania.
like endemic.
That's the thing that I think, because I feel like that as well, where you go, there's some plants that are incredibly water thirsty that are still native.
Oh, absolutely. I
And
gotta
in
show you
Perth,
some.
they're going to die.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't just be like
all the native mints. Oh, I love them. Not to eat because they taste gross, but I really like
the nasturtions. No, they weren't. It wasn't gross.
No, they're not great.
It was
though.
strong. It was overpowering.
But yeah, I've just got a mixed bag. Like I got lemongrass in here, holly basil, got flower still, comfrey, carrots, celery, onions, which need more onions because something's getting something in there. This little area is kind of like my it changes, like my little seasonal annual type things. I got borage and whatnot, the little bees, insecty area because it gets a lot of full sun.
Now you do have a lot of flowers still going. Is there ever a moment of the year where you don't have that many flowers?
No.
So you're purposely choosing plants that are going to get you the...
You don't need to plant flowers to have flowers. You just need to let things flower. So because this is my veggie patch, I grow a lot of veggies. Like even when this brassica is done, I'll leave the last few things and I'll let that go to flower. So to have that food source for birds and insects all year round, like that's something that's very important. But I do that with my natives as well. So there's never any shortage, no. But I'll just like this is a perennial, but it's normally grown as an annual, but it still looks fine to me. I'm like, oh, well, let's see how long it goes. Let's test it.
Well, I find that with one of the things I find interesting is people will be like, we got to do this certain thing to increase your yield.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then you go, if I've planted 4 tomato plants, I don't need to increase my yield because I don't have that many tomatoes. Like if I'm having my random, salad sandwich or throwing it in, whatever I'm cooking.
Yeah.
So what would a lot of people do? They'd be cutting off the flowers because then they go to seed and it doesn't get any more. It's like, well, do you need more?
Exactly. What's your purpose? My purpose is to have a food source and that encourages wildlife in all year round. That's my purpose, whether it be from my annuals, my natives or whatever. Do I really need that spot right now? Like, do I? It's still nearly 30 degrees in Perth. Like, and it's like, what is it, 28 today or something? Like, I'd be ridiculous to go plant in here and then wasting water on that. Why? When that's been there for 6-7 months and it's happy and it's living its best life, the butterflies come and like drink from this. Like, do your thing. I'm happy. Like, I can see the value in leaving that.
How much space do you think you need to have a garden that is kind of rounded in the way that you're wanting it? Because this front bit's probably 80 squares, 100 squares?
It is. You can do it in 5 squares. Like it really does, like you do it all in pots if you wanted. It's all about just understanding life cycle. Life cycles is a big one. Different, not just with edibles, any plant. People think that they only provide value when they're in their prime, whatever the purpose they grew them for, when they're flowering or fruiting or whatever it might be. But sometimes they provide, well, all the time, they provide different things, different resources throughout their life cycle. Like these seeds, I know the birds come and eat those. Like that's dead, yeah? Like, I know they come and eat those. So that's cool. Like, why would I rip that out because it's dead when I know that that's going to bring birds into my yard that eat that and then just, and then while they're here, yes, they might be like seed eaters, but then they're going to go visit like some of them will eat seeds and then they'll pick on like a little bug or something. So I want them in my yard. And then I'll just encourage them.
Talking about water-wise plants.
Yeah, banana.
Tree.
It's probably as water-wise as you can get. No, I don't actually water it like crazy anyway. Probably why this one's like dying. But you know what? If it dies, it dies. It means it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant for my garden or for this season, or it's not its time. And I'm okay with that.
I also think that gardeners love the challenge of putting something in. I was telling you this before, like, you know, something's got a 5% chance of surviving that spot, but you want to eat it.
Challenge accepted.
Exactly. And you're like, you know, it's like, you know, the Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Where he's like, so you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah. It's exactly what it is. But yeah, I don't give it as much. But because but I purposely put it, it's a heavy feeder, I put it next to my compost bin. Compost bin is moist. Like, there is moisture in the ground. Yeah. Like, so sometimes you can just be a little bit smarter about it. And if it doesn't work, I'll try somewhere else.
Yeah.
Gardeners kill more plants than they, well, especially food, I think. Well, maybe gardeners in general. We kill a lot more plants than that we tend to.
Like to admit to, yeah.
No, well,
you got to
that's
try.
all part of it, really.
If you were to restart, let's say you're moving house.
Yeah.
Right? Would you ever do that? Bigger block or anything?
It's not on the cards anytime soon, no.
Let's say you were, for whatever reason, you were forced to move house and you were starting again.
Because I became a millionaire.
Or even a billionaire.
Perfect.
Why limit yourself? But let's say I know you would hate this, but you started with a brand new build, so all you have is Yellow's bricky sand.
Yes, I love bricky sand. I'll tell you why later. Don't discredit bricky sand.
We'll come back to it. What is the first plant you're going to put in?
First plant I'm going to put in?
Yes.
Oh!
You're restarting, you're getting excited.
A tree, some kind of tree, a eucalyptus. I can't tell you exactly which one because I don't know the conditions of the area.
There's too many types of eucalyptus.
There are too many types of eucalyptus, but I would pick a mallee.
Okay.
So
and I don't mean there's too many types of eucalyptus.
There's
we should get rid of them. It was more that there's so many types that, like, you need to be an expert to remember them all. A tree, a large tree.
I can't tell you what size tree because I don't know the block, I don't know the area.
I love chewits.
There's stuff to consider, but I would definitely...
Chewits are probably too big for a residential.
A little bit too big, and it depends on the future plans of the rest of my garden. But I would put in some kind of mallee. Like, I've got 12 or 13 mallees at the moment. All my eucalypts are mallees because you can chop them down and they reshoot. So they're perfect for urban environments. So if I won $1 million and I wanted to live in the middle of Suburbia, with a million neighbours on a small block, like a lunatic, I would buy a small eucalypt. Okay,
and then when it comes to, you've got your shade. Let's say you can get like a well-established tree immediately. You've got your shade. I'm trying to come from this point of, like, somebody's like, oh, I like what you're doing. Where should I start?
What's
what
the
are
purpose?
The things?
Do I want a fruit tree? Like, is it an edible garden?
I think the purpose is to impress people as
garden?
they drive past and on the internet and boost my own ego.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, we're against that theory. But they just go, I think a lot of people, they don't start out knowing what they want. They just
I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. I move trees and stuff all the time. You don't need to know what you want. That's the best thing about gardening, though. It's not permanent. You can move things. You can take things out. Like, you don't have to know what you want. It might suit your needs for a year. It might not. Like, you can change that and then start from scratch. Like, this whole area, we didn't put all these beds in straight away. Like, we had those 2 original beds that were over there, and the rest was all lawn. And then I'm like, well, I need more growing space, so I put more in, and in. Like, and a lot of the time it could be your budget as well. You might not have the budget to do it like straight away, like to chase those dreams, or purpose. Things change.
Is there a plant that you really regret getting? You spend too much money or something like that?
A plant that I regret getting?
You were like, I was optimistic. And
it's probably not here anymore, to be honest. Like, if there's something that I've regretted, it's gone. It's well and truly gone. I'm really happy with everything I have in here now, like edible. People don't like my frangipanis though. They're very surprised because...
Really?
Yeah.
It's a well-established.
So obviously I didn't plant it. It was already here. Well, there's two.
That's a beautiful tree. I don't get why. Anyways, you tell me.
Because this is my edible garden. They're like, and because I only grow like seasonal flowers and food, and then all natives, they can't understand why this is here. And I've left it here for a few, I'll tell you its purpose. Let me tell you the purpose.
Okay, tell me the purpose.
P with Mel. P for purpose. One, well, I have just pruned it, so it was a bit more, but it gives some kind of privacy from the road. It also gives shade here where I need it in summer for my berries because they won't tolerate full sun. But I don't have natives aren't deciduous. I need deciduous stuff for my compost. So this is my
yeah, I don't like the idea
lifeline.
of having to defend yourself to somebody on the internet.
Oh, I don't give a shit what they actually think. They just can't understand why everything else I've let the frangipanis live. No, because I see its purpose and value in my garden.
I would just go, it's a big tree. Like, what else do you need? Like, it's like, how nice are trees?
Trees are good. If I had a choice though, like if it wasn't there and I had to plant something else, I wouldn't plant it. I would probably plant something edible that's deciduous.
Like a Moreton Bay fig or something.
Yeah, that'd look great here. But
all right, Norfolk Pound.
Yeah.
I think there's one just over there.
Yeah, but you see all the black, the carnavies and stuff on there, like for night time, and then I find, that's it. I see the purpose, but that's a sports field, so that's why that's there.
Yeah, something plants it and whatever.
Yeah.
I feel the same. Like I don't understand. Like if we go back to AstroTurf, I really don't understand somebody who'd be like, I'm going to rip out the entire lawn.
Yeah.
And then put in AstroTurf. Even somebody who was like, oh, well, I'm saving on water. There's a lot more that goes into it. I would feel the same way. It's like if someone was like, I'm going to rip out a massive tree that's taking a lot of carbon out of the atmosphere, that's providing shade, that looks nice, smells nice like a frangipani does, because on paper, technically speaking, a bottle brush might be better. You might be like, well, I actually don't think the maths works out, because you could put a bottle brush somewhere else, whatever, but how long is it going to take for that to grow up?
Exactly, and it's on the edge of a retaining wall either. Like, they don't have big root systems that are damaging, like it's nothing, it's a big succulent, like.
But I'm with you, you might go, okay, I'm starting from blank, maybe you'd pick something else because it's not your favourite thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And also, like, people are allowed to make a decision that, well, one is just motivated by what they like.
100%. I've got things that I just like. They're like, oh, why do you plant it? Because I like it.
And I think that's what the comments section, and it's 1 out of every 1,000 people, you know, but for you with the massive following, that's still a lot of people. And then you go, well, somebody goes, well, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. And it's like, well, what colour should I paint the walls at my house, you know? And how big should my TV be, you know? Like, at what point does your opinion just go, actually, you know, this is my house?
Yeah, get fucked.
Yeah. Isn't it fun? Isn't that what you said in the shirt? Show me the backyard.
Come down, you can feel my I call it the elephant graveyard. It's not too bad. It's a bit of a shithole, but hey.
It's also real. Like,
No, I don't care.
I love that you didn't dress it up for me.
Nah.
You dressed it down for me, actually.
Why should I?
I wouldn't either.
But
some people would feel self-conscious. Oh, someone's going to come and film.
Yeah, but it's a real garden. Like, they're not all immaculate. Like, it's fuck perfection. Like, there's no.
I really like what you've done there.
Hey, you have no idea how important this is.
Okay, tell me.
So give it whenever we get rain.
Every 7 years?
Consistent rain. This is all everlastings.
Oh, okay.
So this is all the ones from the year that was and the seed and stuff. And then you'll find little bits of shit like this in my garden. You're like, oh yeah, well, what do you got that roof tile there for? You know why? Because blue banded bee was nesting there. So that says, Mel, don't touch that because I know they didn't emerge because I would have been on it.
Do you know what? If I knew what you knew, I would manipulate it just to get away with having a mess. Oh, no, there's a thing that lives under this and no one can question me. Well, I believe you, but I would you know what I mean?
I will share some dirty little secrets that are very similar, like that align with that. So this is my my dog-proof fencing. It's to keep her out of the garden. because she gets closed off. I am going to plant some kind of hedge here, but because I've got established fruit trees, I'm undecided.
Probably European box, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But I'm undecided between edibles or native. So I'm thinking like either rosemary or stringer. Look very much the same.
Yeah.
But I don't know which one. Maybe both. We'll see.
With stringia, that'd be my pick.
It would be.
Yeah,
But can it tolerate the same stuff that I like compost, like heavy soil that I need for my fruit trees? See, this is where I gotta. See.
I think it will.
I think that'll be fine too. And you know what? If it's not, I'll plant rosemary.
Exactly. I'm the same with you. But the thing about rosemary is one of those. The reason why I don't like it is once it starts becoming, you miss a couple of cuts on it or something.
Oh yeah, which I guarantee I will.
Then it gets that leggy, bent over look.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like people are, I love using rosemary in my cooking. Not 7 bushes of it.
Exactly.
You need three little cuttings at most.
Exactly. This is my safety first step. So if you store Camille always onto everything. So if you have a look here,
let's look at this.
See, this is where all my leaf cutters have been using the leaves, and of course, I needed to be able to get up here safely.
So leaf cutter bees, I'm going to pull one off.
Yeah,
Don't be
go for
offended.
it. No, absolutely not.
Leaf cutter bees are another one that I was not so aware of. I'm not going to film your feet. We already talked about some weirdos on the internet before. There we go. That's a good angle.
Yeah, $70. Thank you.
Yeah, this podcast has cost me too much. So a lot of people don't know that this kind of damage wouldn't be the word you would use.
Decoration? They're decorative.
But basically, you get a bee that comes. You've got videos of these.
A shitload.
It's really cool, and they're eating it, and people go.
No, they're not eating it.
Well, they're chewing it, and then they're taking it away and selling it on eBay. That's what they do, isn't it? Yeah. No.
They create their nests out of them, so they're making a little cup that they like nest, and then they put their little stuffs in and the egg, and then it's a little cup.
But people would go, I've got caterpillars or I've got grasshoppers.
Yeah.
And
I don't like grasshoppers, to be honest. I'm not going near that Hardenberger because I know there's one there and looks at me.
So you want to find it?
Yeah, if you want.
I had a guy who was working for me once who was
just hate
6'4", and honestly, like he could take on the Hulk as a TV role without needing to do any weights.
Oh, do you want to see all the whitefly in here though? That's why I was here in the first. Oh, where's the grasshopper though?
But he was terrified of grasshoppers.
Look at all the whitefly.
See if that's coming on camera. Do that again.
Yeah, but I'm scared the grasshopper's going to get me. Can you see the white fly?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's coming up on camera for you all.
That's all right. But no, I've got these tiny little wasps that are even smaller than them that just, they sort them out. And a grasshopper that lives in there that scares me and I don't like it. Blah.
So is the grasshopper, do you just not like how they work, or do you get, as in
they just give me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
They're just crunchy. Yeah, they are. You know, they look at you and they're crunchy and you don't even know if they're going to fly at your face. I worked in the Pilbara, and at one site I was at, it was like you walked out of your room and it was just like they were everywhere and they're flying everywhere. Oh, I'm just traumatized, I think.
Do you feel like is there, other than the obvious ones, like what we saw, the real pests, is there any other insect you're like, actually no, I don't want that in my yard?
It's not that I don't want it in your yard. I don't have plagues of them. Oh, I wish I had good footage of it. I have footage of it, but like a big grasshopper, right? And I was just like sitting here one day, and this wasp was carrying it up that wall over there, the big limestoney brick wall.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that? So they lay inside those, but the wasp was like this big.
Yeah.
Very impressive. But I don't have those plagues anymore because it's imbalanced. So I'm a little disappointed because I don't get to film them to the same quality that I film now.
Do you have friends who...
I just got to go around everyone else's house. Hey, can I just sit in your yard for a couple of hours?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no. They'll be like, piss off, Mel. But yeah, so
can you show me what this thing over here is?
Can I show you what is?
What is this thing?
That is a bug hotel.
Well, there's a lot of people who would never have seen these before, believe it or not. And I know that this is kind of your world.
Well, ants are living in that.
What is What's going on here? Because you've got 2 hanging baskets together. You've got some of that.
Whatever came in the basket.
Yeah, the soft.
Some logs and stuff. It's just for like nesting areas for some kind of invertebrates. And it's ants that have chosen this one and spiders. Cool. Why not? Oh, isn't that cute? Someone made that over like a Milo tin. I grew that one though. A bit cute, a little gourd.
So you try and you're adding these to your garden to obviously encourage insects to come in.
Yep.
Is there other things that people can do like that?
Yeah, absolutely. One, get rid of the chemicals. And there are so many different kind of like habitat structures and shelters that you can provide for different kinds of wildlife. You know, the obvious people like bee hotels are trendy now. Well, they have been for a couple of years. So
well, in your community, but remember, there's a lot of people who haven't quite found that area of, excuse me, of the internet yet. You know, and that's what I find. Like, that's what I'm trying to get. There's a lot of people who'd be like, oh,
cavemen,
I've never
with
seen
their lawn
that before,
and stuff,
or even just like, you know, casual enthusiasts, garden enthusiasts, and they don't spend all their time. And then if something pops up, they're I learned something. You know.
Yeah, bee hotels are a big one. There are insect hotels, whatever, because it's not always just bees that use them. A lot of spiders will use it, and the lizards will see it as a free meal, and they'll, you know, eat from there. And you get solitary wasps that use them for nesting cavities and stuff as well. So spiders, whatever it might be. That's definitely a big one that I like because I am fascinated by watching them. But ground nesting insects, and well, invertebrates are my favourite. I'm obsessed with those that live underground. So blue banded bees, they are one of them. They are solitary bees that nest in the ground. And so making sure that you're providing places for them to nest, so somewhere that's not covered in compost or thick mulch or anything like that, just like your bare soil, whatever your natural soil type is, whatever lives in your area will find it and they'll use it because that's their native nesting material. So that's a big one.
What about birds? Do you try and attract them in, or you're not?
Yeah, well, birds will come and feed on the invertebrates. So when you look at the food chain, you see invertebrates as being like down the bottom, you know. But then when you look at like your ecosystem, all your invertebrates, they are key indicators really they tell you how healthy your ecosystem is, and without them the rest of it collapses. So to me they're up the top, so I'm looking at from the ground up. So yes, I get birds, but I'll get more over time as my trees get bigger and whatnot, but my main focus is on the small things first. So yes, I get lots of different invertebrates, and then I get lots of lizards, and I got frogs, and you know, and then the birds will come. I'll get more birds later. I do get some, but it'll all change. So yeah, I've started at the ground, literally at the ground up.
Nice.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Established fruit trees: orange, peach, pear, mango. Look at the size of it.
You must get a lot.
Well, I would if it flowered at the right time of year. It's, you know, nearly winter. It will flower again in spring. Another thing, you see, even, you know, those like little fly traps and stuff? People are like, there's a million flies. Well, show me how many bees are on here. Come and show me how many bees pollinate my mango tree. Come on up. Come through the sandpit. They're all flies, mate.
Yeah.
Flies are definitely underrated for a lot of different reasons, but
well, we always get annoyed at them sticking on our face.
Yeah, look, that would shit me too. That drives me. Again, worked in the Pilbara. It drives me nuts. But like you see so many things. I got all these flies in my tree, and then they hang, you know, those little fly catcher things that stank. But what's pollinating that old mango tree? It's the fly. Bees aren't the only pollinators, and I wish that narrative would stop. You know, you got butterflies, beetles, bats, you know, like there's so many different things.
Yeah. What do you feel, have you seen these videos of indoor growing farms? and they're like running off artificial lights, and they have to
I just heard this really cool noise. It's an insect.
That little buzz.
Yeah, can you hear it? Do you know
I heard something.
Do you know what it? But do you know what it is?
No idea what it is.
It's a sawfly over on that tree, likely. That's like tapping, and they do that when they're mating. It's pretty cool. No, like it's a signal, like a noise.
You're listening to the insects having orgasms.
So I get distracted. Sorry, what were you saying? Growing indoors.
I've seen these. Well, moving on from orgasming insects. That are completely distracting Mel here.
Welcome to my life.
Man, didn't realize I was such a pervert. Talking about, I've seen these videos of people growing tomatoes and things like that exclusively indoors, basically hydroponically, and then they have to manually pollinate, shake the plant, whatever. Is that kind of something that you just go, oh, that just grains against your judgment?
Depends. Where are they growing these foods? Why can't they grow it outside? They might not be able to, or whatever. It's not really like that. They can do whatever they got to do. Like, look at all our supermarket things. Most things that you find at supermarket aren't in season now, so like it all comes somewhere.
How much stuff do you buy from the supermarket?
I have a 4-year-old, so whatever she needs for a lunchbox, mate.
Cookies and
berries, mate. Berries. This is why I got a lot of berries out the front.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a 4-year-old, and there isn't much lawn outside. Like, I have a trampoline and we have swings, and this is something I've been working on for a little while now. It's like a little native butterfly garden. So lots of native grasses, because most native grasses are a host plant, like a breeding plant for native butterflies. So I've gone there, and then some like a couple of eucalypts, banksias, hakeas for feeding and birds and stuff later. This eucalypt will get similar size, but it's it lets light through because it's multi-stemmed.
But yeah, you're really thinking through this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Are there resources that you learnt from? Because you're talking, you refer to stuff where you, and we all do this, because I'm thinking about the audience that doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yes, multi-stemmed and all that sort of stuff. And people are like, I forgot, you know what I mean? Like, I just discovered the word eucalypt.
Yeah.
That's the level I'm at.
I do Google a lot, but I like being in nature a lot too. Like, I like hiking and bushwalking, and I call that window shopping. And if I can recreate something, like I can go out in the bush and go, shit, that looks great together. I like that color combination. I like that form of that plant. I wonder if I can get it at home. So I love that. And I like doing stuff like that. But then also you might see some inspiration on social media or someone else's page or someone else's garden, or just driving down the street, you go, oh shit, that looks good. I like that. But so it's a bit of I like to wing it. That's how I do anything, and I'll just change things, even sometimes as it grows. Like, I'll change things because that's just the way I am. Come over here, I'll show you some stuff. Want to see my sawfly?
Yeah, well, apparently.
Not the mating ones. These are different sawfly.
Oh, I'm not interested then.
You'll find them. I'll show you. But these are some other cool sawfly. I've been watching these for a few weeks now.
Let me get the right angle on.
Got your angle on?
Right where your head is. There we go. Ah, the light's in the way.
That's okay, that happens.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm waiting for them to go to adulthood. So I've been watching them molt and stuff, so that's fun.
You tell me and I'll just...
Yeah, there you go. They're my little sawfly. So a lot of people would see that, and because, sawfly, they feed on leaves, they would go, oh, they're damaging my leaves. Same with all these. These are other sawflies. These are the ones that are tapping. The ones that do all this in those blisters. But does it kill the tree? No. Like, it's fine. Do the birds and shit eat them? Yes. That's its purpose.
Have you seen, I see the little, now you deliberately leave water, right? I joked with you, or was it Ange once? I joked with somebody in a story where I was like, she's like, who else leaves water out to, encourage, biodiversity? And I was like, oh, I left it out accidentally. There's mosquitoes.
Yeah, but they're a food source for something too. No, if you want to add, add water. You should always add water. That's the best thing I ever did. You're going to get so much a different kind of they're different ecosystems and different life that come, because lots of wildlife will use it. I have native fish in there, so they're both filterless ones. I have native fish in there that eat the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So I don't need that. Within like 2 weeks of filling that bath one up, the water, I had dragonflies, like larvae in there. Like, that's so cool. A lot of flies.
Do you get frogs at all?
Yeah, we've got frogs. Some flies because their maggots are in the water. Lots of different things. So,
do you come back here for a second because your head's half in the sun.
But I can move that way.
If you had unlimited money, what would be the thing that you would do here? Because I'm sure there's a lot of things you really want to get done, but budget's the issue.
But time isn't. So I've done things like this has taken me like 6 years, and I'm okay with that. I'm not in a rush because I'm slowly introducing things, and things work and things don't work. So I'm not all about instant gardens. I don't need it to be. I will change things as I see fit, you know, like this area behind you was paved. I paved it, and then I ripped them all up and moved it over there, and now it's just a sand pit. But I have other plans for that, and I'll get to that later. So I don't think budget is an issue. It's just more, I'm in no rush. I physically enjoy it. I would never pay someone to come and do it. I like that I've done it all on my own. Like, I've ripped up every paver, I've moved every paver, you know.
There's a great satisfaction that this is the work of your own hands.
Absolutely, but that's what's encouraging me to be more observant as well. I've seen all the changes. I've physically watched it all happen as I'm doing it. So I don't think I would.
One thing about muddy, which I've talked about this a lot, I think this culture went a little bit too far down the both people work to earn money, then to pay somebody to do something to get the result you wanted. And how much money did you actually make, in inverted commas, because you spent it all on the experiences? And I meet a lot of people in this part of the industry who get such a passion out of exactly what you're talking about, where you get a benefit like the result, but the process is enjoyable too.
Yeah.
And I feel like people are missing that a little bit, because it's like fast food's a great example. You know, like, I'm so busy, I'm going to go get some KFC, which I love, right? I'm not against KFC, but you spent more money on that than you could have on a beautiful roast. Depending on how much KFC you buy. I'm thinking for the family, you know what I mean? Yeah. Beautiful roast in a slow cooker, and then you feel that pride of being a part of making that.
Yeah.
You actually saved some money, took you some time. But, there's a line in the sand where people go, I'm trying to work so hard just to what?
Yeah.
You know? So I totally see where you're coming from.
Yeah. So I love it.
Well, you know what? I reckon that's a pretty good summary of everything, unless I've missed something.
Oh, there's probably a million things we haven't even looked at, but that's okay.
We can do this a second time, a third time.
I could do this all day. I could just go live for a whole day and just talk shit.
All right, well, I'm going to wrap this one up, because I reckon we should come back sometime in the future when you've done stuff.
But you know what you've got to do first? You've got to put that down, and we have to dance together.
All right.
It is, I know.
That's all I've got. Stop judging. All right. Actually, I got the Mr. Bean one as well.
Oh, I love the Mr. Bean. Oh, darling.
Actually, he's got that one. Oh, the holiday movie. Yeah. And he actually has the dance thing. I can't. Anyway, I'm sure if I practiced, I could do something. But go. Why am I dancing?
I just wanted to see you move.
Let's stitch up here.
No, you got to do a push-up for the push-up challenge. It would be weird if you didn't.
How many? Or just one?
I don't know. How many can you do?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to go on
Is it a push-up off?
Are we competing? I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm too scared.
I probably will do. And I'm hitting my head on something.
The sweet. How many was that? 5?
I wasn't counting. I saw you do what's that clap one?
Yeah, you're going to do a clap?
Ready?
I'll move, yeah. Oh, landed it. Yeah, we're doing the push-up challenge in June to raise money for suicide awareness, so hence the push-ups.
Right.
Thanks for participating.
Clap one.
Fucking clap one.
And that's how we'll end the
I need
podcast.
with a clap. I need that one. I think.
Yeah, you need to hit your head on
no,
it.
here. No,
Like
I got here.
There you go. That was more convincing than mine.
Yeah.
And now that I've been embarrassed.
Thanks for coming to my garden.
Oh, YouTube's got to flag this for inappropriate content.